Hello, everybody. My name is Brian. This is Class A Plus English, and today we're going to continue with, I think it's like episode 12 of Agatha Christie's amazing novel, Murder on the Orient Express. Well, if you've been watching already, we've kind of solved the mystery, well, at least for the mystery of the novel. If you go back and watch the previous streams, you can find out all about it. But in the game, in the PC game, they've added a kind of an extra kind of mystery to it, which we started Wednesday, I think it was, during the week. Anyway, today is the 26th of January. It's nearly the end of January already. I hope you're well. I hope it's good. And sit back, pour yourself a Bellini, and we will get started. Oh, today as well, we're going to look at a video I found on YouTube about the Orient Express. So we're going to do that. Maybe we can have a quick look at it now at the moment. First of all, let me just give me a second. Let me get this going. Internet. Yeah, here we are. I'm going to look at this after, though, yeah? Turn up the volume. So this is the Venice Simplon Orient Express full experience film to 4K from Venice to London. I think at the moment, the original
It was a great pleasure. Okay, thanks very much, Alessandro.
Orient Express was from Istanbul to Paris. I think at the moment, though, it's just Venice to Paris. You can see here in the previous episode, we had an issue to cross the canal. So they've been taken from their hotel across the canal in Venice, beautiful Venice, to the train station to get on the, hang on, let's move forward. Yeah, so they're going to board the train here. And here's the staff, yeah? We're going to look at this at the end, though, yeah, because I want to jump right into the game now. So sit back, pour yourself a peach Bellini, dress up in your most formal clothes, get ready for the Orient Express experience. Fantastic. Okay, let's go. Where am I? Boom, I'm here. We're going to jump right into the game. So what has happened? We were in Venice. There was a murder. I had to go back because, like, on Wednesday, the game went into this really kind of a long jump cutscene. So I've had to go back a little bit. So we're going to start from there again today. All right, good. We're on game. Let's go. So why did he keep the glasses? They were trophies of his victim. So this is the murder. There's some money. We found a passport.
At the time, I had already found Daisy's hair clip in one of Ratchet's hideouts. And now, Suzanne's glasses end up in this bag, which was a delivery to him.
Two objects from two victims of Ratchet.
Keeping an object belonging to his victims as a memento of the murder. He was a
Let me just go into options here because I want to turn up the sound. So yeah, I did this the last day. Overall volume, voice volume. Let's go up a bit. Yeah, add a bit of music today. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're in. Continue.
fascistic killer, a trophy hunter. Okay, we managed to clear up some of the gray areas. What now?
The bag only contained a fraction of the $1 million ransom of the Armstrong case. The rest must still be in a secure place. I will make a wager with
A
you
bet.
that it is the Banque du Lac in Geneva where Mr. Waddy worked.
Waddy was also the keeper of Ratchet's secrets. They were killed by the same murderer.
Agreed. Well, there is nothing more we can do here except wait for the police. Prepare yourself for a long evening with the police. We have a lot of explaining to do.
And after that?
A visit to Geneva, perhaps?
Okay, we're Geneva bound, everybody. In Switzerland. So this is Hercule, and yeah, there's a big cutscene there, so that's why I had to go back. We're with Hercule, and he has gained a fellow detective, an American detective called Joanne Locke, who is helping him. Here we go. Here's Book, the director of the train. He's the boss. taking our time, strolling down the platform.
Here you are at last. I was worried about you.
We just left the police station. We had to explain to the Italian police that we were not murderers.
What? Another murder?
I'll tell you when we're underway. Are all passengers and staff aboard?
Yes, everyone is here. We were waiting for you.
Well,
Excellent.
Book is
Don't waste
completely
any
stressed
more
out.
time. We have to make a longer than usual stop in Lausanne.
What? How long?
Long enough to do a little banking in Geneva.
All right, just let me check my because this is a new channel. This is Class A plus English, and what I'm doing is I'm an English teacher here in Spain, and I'm playing video games. A, because I enjoy video games. B, also I'm playing video games for English learners. I will explain vocabulary. We can, use modals of deduction. Yeah, who done it, everybody? Look, the train is moving through the snow, and look, we're on the train. It's the Orient Express, everybody.
This is madness. The 13th murderer of Ratchet?
Mon ami, he was not well liked.
Monsieur Michel would have seen anyone enter Ratchet's compartment. And there were another 10 people milling about, taking their turn at stabbing him. How could they not notice an uninvited killer?
Okay, I'm not going to give any spoilers here, but because if this is your first time watching, go back and watch the previous streams because it's the Agatha Christie's famous novel Murder on the Orient Express. As Hercule, we have looked for clues, we have interrogated suspects, and we have deduced who is the killer. And I'm not going to give you the answer. You'll need to go back. But I will tell you this, yeah, they've added this extra bit to the game that there is another suspect involved, and that's what we are. This is Hercule, and the lady beside him is Joanna Locke. She's an American detective. This is Book. Shall I really quickly go through it? I can't. Okay, why didn't Mr. Mitchell see the murderer? Mr. Mitchell is the train guard. He went out to smoke.
The 13th killer could have acted when Michel was smoking on the platform at Vinkovsky. But even after the train departed, Michel was absent from his post at the end of the corridor several times the night of the murder. I must know where he really was and when.
Okay, good. Let's have a look at the mind map. Interrogate Mr. Michel. I must interrogate Michel again, so he's the train guard, to learn the truth. What he saw and heard that may not have been part of the original plan. And there is, of course, the second murder. I need to know his movements while the train was in the Venice railway station. So we went to Venice because Ratchet, the victim of the first murder, he had an appointment. We went there to meet the person, but they got killed. They got murdered, and we couldn't catch the killer. So we think the murderer is still on the train. Let me go here quickly. No, I can't go into pause. Is the murderer on the train? Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he most certainly returned to the train.
How can you be sure?
It's obvious. I mean, I hope Mr. Poirot agrees.
Please continue, Detective Locke.
What is the proof that the murderer is still on the train? He ran in the direction of the Venezia railway station. His best ticket out of Italy is aboard the train. Finally, there is no one missing on the train. All the passengers and staff are here. I think the answer is nobody has disappeared.
All the passengers and crew are still aboard. If the killer of Mr. Wadi had remained in Venice, we would have noticed right away that someone was missing, and we could have alerted the authorities.
I promise you, I made certain everyone was aboard before we embarked.
Book, calm yourself.
Calm myself? But we're back where we started. there is still another murderer on my train. Wait a moment. Can I change my mind about my verdict? Can we turn everyone over to the police?
Everyone? Including ourselves?
What? No. 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 Oh, it's a nightmare.
Let us take it step
Poor
by
Book.
step, my friend. We can start by eliminating all of the members of the Ratchet jury.
Who are the 12 people who are both Ratchet's jury and executioners? Okay, I'm not giving any spoilers. Maybe you can deduce the answer there yourself, but you need to go back and look. So these are the characters in the game. We need to identify 12 people. Captain, this name is terrible. Captain Arbuthnot. Yes. Ms. Debenham, the English teacher, the murderous English teacher. The Russian princess. The bartender. Mr. Mitchell, the guard. Mr. Masterman, the valet to the victim. Mr. McQueen, the secretary to the victim. Mrs. Hubbard, who is in fact a famous actress, although nobody recognized her. Mr. Harman, another detective. Signore Foscarelli, with a very stereotypical Italian accent, who's a famous racing driver or something. Yep, he's involved. The Hungarians, Mr. Andreni. Yep. His wife. Yep. The chef. No. Miss Olsen, who's a Swedish nurse with a Welsh accent. Definitely suspicious. And Ms. Schmidt, she's suspicious because she's German.
Think, Poirot.
Oh,
That is
1,
not a
2,
good
3,
answer.
4, 5, 6, 7. No.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
Okay.
That was easy. If we eliminate the 12 jurors, we are left with 7 additional suspects.
7? It's still too many.
I agree. We must reduce our list.
Excuse my impatience, Poirot. It's as if my beautiful train is cursed. Can you exonerate any of the 7?
To exonerate someone is to say they are not guilty. Is Book a suspect? No, because why? We worked this out in a previous stream. He invited the world's greatest detective, trademark, Hercule Poirot, onto the train. Why, oh why would you invite the world's greatest detective on a train when you're planning murder?
Good job. Book worked hard to get me aboard the train. He is definitely not a suspect.
Miss Locke? No. She's my new friend. And she was with me in Venice. We both saw the killer.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Mademoiselle Locke cannot be a suspect.
And that's right, we
She
chased the
is
killer
Mr.
through the
Wadding's
streets of Venice, through the alleyways of Venice. Is Dr. Constantine a suspect? Again, I would say no. Why? Because he's a doctor and he's not allowed to hurt people?
Well done. Dr. Constantine alerted
Ah,
me
yeah.
to the 13th stab wound. He is not a suspect.
So there were
Voila.
12 stab wounds
I
on the
have 4
body of the
suspects
victim.
left who I must now examine more closely. Miss Nielsen, Monsieur Maury, Monsieur Fauché, and Countess Andreni.
The
My
chefs.
employees? Suspicious?
All 3 got off the train in Venice to restock supplies. Any one of them might have slipped away without being noticed.
I suppose.
Poor Book.
But what of Countess Andreni? You cleared her yourself.
She is cleared of the first murder, but we know little of her movements here in Venice. So we still have 4 suspects to interview. Detective Locke?
I can't join you, Poirot. My chief saw something on the news about the case and my involvement. He's demanding an explanation. If I want to keep my badge, I have to call him.
Then you must do
Right.
so by all means.
She's on
I'm sorry.
holiday.
No need to apologize. I understand.
I'll make the call from my compartment. If you're looking for me, I'll be there.
So Joanne has been like kind of obsessed about the murder
I hate to
because
say this,
the
Poirot, but I must. There is, of course, one other suspect with a motive for murder. The ransom money.
You mean Detective Locke? Then who did she chase? Who killed Aziz? We both saw the masked
right.
murderer standing over the body.
Basically, what happened? A child was kidnapped, Daisy, and she was kidnapped. She was abducted and she was murdered, and a ransom was paid for $1 million. And Joanne was involved in the investigation. To cut a long story short, the nanny was blamed for the murder because there was evidence at the scene of the crime. There was fingerprints, her hair, etc. She was very sad about being blamed for murder, so she killed herself. Now, the father of the French nanny is actually the train guard, so remember that. Okay, let's have a look. We need to interrogate Mr. Michel, the train guard. We need to interrogate the wife of the diplomat, the Hungarian diplomat, Countess Andreni. We need to interrogate Mr. Mori, the Japanese chef. We need to interrogate Mr. Foucher, who's the bar steward. And we need to interrogate Ms. Nielsen, the American chef. The game is afoot, everybody. Did I just give a reveal there for my next game that I'm going to play? I think, where is he? 205, no? Here? So we need to talk to the doctor. No? Okay, wrong room. Ah, here he is. So look at this. This is a typical Orient Express cabin. You can see, oh look, there's a, okay, we got these golden mustaches. They're kind of collectibles in the game. They don't give us any benefit or whatever, but you know, Hercule and his magnificent mustache.
Another golden mustache to treasure.
Treasure. But look, it's got a shower which means that this is a first class cabin, because we found out that on the Orient Express, first class rooms only have showers. The Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald, again another American classic novel. Am I supposed to click on it or something? No? Alright. Oh yeah, we remember you. We remember you. This was a big puzzle, which reveals to us that, there she is, there's the Countess. The puzzle revealed to us that the Countess is in fact the goddaughter of the Russian princess. Okay, here's the doctor, Constantine.
Doctor, I need to question Countess Andreni.
I'm afraid that won't be possible, Mr. Poirot.
Why not?
The Countess had an anxiety attack when we arrived in Venice. She was terrified the police would come for her and her husband, despite how you concluded your investigation. I had to give her a sedative.
That weird body
She has
tattoo.
been sleeping since.
You have stayed with her all the time we were in Venice?
Count Andreni begged me to watch over her. I have not left this room.
You're the reason she's in this state.
Book voted to absolve
Easy,
you
Tiger.
all. I accepted his verdict.
I told her. I tried to reason with her. What she has already suffered. The strain of these last few days. It was too much.
I need to let my cat out.
It's quite all right. I have the answers I came for.
Weird tattoo. I'm going to keep making that joke, everybody. Okay, let's go talk to the others. So she's freaking out. She's on sedatives. They're all on drugs. Everybody on the train is on some kind of sedative, some kind of tranquilizer. If they're not taking them, they're drugging people.
Ah, Michel, I have a few more questions to ask you, if you will allow me.
Anything, Monsieur Poirot. We are in your debt.
Please tell me your movements when we were stopped at Venice Station.
Can you come in?
Once the compartments were cleaned and the linen refreshed, I stayed in my quarters.
Did you notice anything special? Comings and goings?
Monsieur Bouc had asked everyone to stay in their compartments. I would occasionally walk the train to ensure everyone was comfortable. Oh, I saw Monsieur Maury was all alone loading his crates of provisions.
A great chef like that, reduced to petty labor.
I would have helped him, but Monsieur Bouc had ordered me not to leave the train for any reason. So, Monsieur Maury was forced to labor alone.
Okay, so the chef was working, bringing in fresh food, I suppose. Timeline of Ratchet's murder night. Okay, because they all lied to me.
Let us review the actual timeline of the night of Ratchet's murder, not the one manufactured
Yes.
to hide your crime.
I left the train in Winkowski for a smoke. Then I resumed my post. That was the truth. The train departed on schedule, but then of course an avalanche of snow blocked the tracks. At 12:45, Madame Hubbard and I met in her compartment to discuss how to adapt our plan.
Due to the snow. And Poirot.
The little play we had staged for you had to be rewritten. I left her compartment at approximately 1:15.
Then the curtain went up. Calls in the night, the red kimono, all for my benefit.
And all for nothing.
Is the sound okay? I hope it
Blame
is.
yourself, Michel.
Can somebody leave a message in
that
chat if it's not?
no playwright wants to see in the audience.
Alright, good. So basically, well, I'm no spoilers, everybody. Go back and watch the previous ones. It's such a cool story. I don't want to tell you the ending. But this is a completely different story from the novel. The novel is finished maybe 2 streams ago. This is an extra, additional part that the game has created. That there's another murderer. Okay, so look, beautiful. Orient Express, very nice. I said in a previous stream, it's created in Art Deco style, that 1920s. Very cool, I like it. Here's the barman. Focha?
You play well. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Thank you. Many years of piano lessons thanks to my mother. I try to play in a few clubs in Paris when I get the chance, but as you can see, it hasn't made me rich.
Oh.
What can I do for you?
Conversation only.
I'll have a peach bellini, please. Okay, what did you do in Venice?
Tell me about your time in Venice.
I had Monsieur Bouc's permission to see my sister.
What?
She lives in Marghera, just outside of Venice. She had a baby a few weeks ago. This was my first chance to meet my new nephew.
Monsieur Bouc gave you permission?
To leave?
You can ask him.
Most assuredly, I will. What time did you leave, and when did you return?
I left around 9:10 p.m. I was back by 10:45 p.m. When I got back, Hotaru
An hour
was
and
in
a
a lot
half.
of pain. I gave him a back massage.
That would have been enough time to kill Monsieur Wadi and return to the train.
Right, nobody was supposed to leave the train. That was kind of the rule. So he has gone on my board, as Joanna Locke would say in the previous streams. She had an evidence board in her bedroom, which is a little bit kind of obsessive / crazy. Show me your knives.
May I see your knives?
Of course. They are here.
Normal
If you
conversation.
Help yourself. They are under the bar counter.
Tell me the truth.
Tell me again about your poker game the night of the murder.
It's a regular game to help relax after a long day. Let's see, we started around 11 p.m. We took a short break in Minkowski, Hotaru, Pierre, and I. The game finished up around 2 a.m. We'd all had quite a bit to drink. Ah, yes, I left for about 10 minutes to refrigerate champagne for the next day. That must have been around 1 a.m.
Okay, yeah, so the staff, really, there's the only staff on the train is Mr. Boo, who's the boss. There's this guy, he's the bar steward, and there are two chefs. And then after kind of work, they all got really, really drunk and played cards. The night of the murder, yeah. All right, back to your piano, my friend. Look at this. Look at this. This is the Orient Express. Why is there an empty cup on the bar? This is what you call the bar. I had an experience in Dublin once. Let me tell you a story. I was in Dublin. I used to live in Dublin, right? Because I'm from the west of Ireland. I was in Dublin. I lived in Dublin, and my elbow swole up. Swell. To swell is when, swell up. It got an inflammation. So my elbow swelled up really, really quite big. And you could put your finger, it was really it wasn't painful, just really inflamed. And like my girlfriend was like, you got to go to the doctor, you got to go and get that checked out. You need to go and see your doctor. So eventually, I went to see my doctor. And so I went into his office and I said, "Hi, doctor. Look at my elbow. Look at my elbow. It's all swollen." An irregular verb. Swell, swollen. Yeah, so my elbow has swollen up really big. And my doctor said to me, "Brian, are you religious?" And I'm like, should I be religious? Do I need to be? Am I going to die? It's not good when a doctor asks you if you're religious, And well, the truth is I'm not, So I said to the doctor, no, I'm not religious at all, I'm kind of the opposite of that. He went, okay, because this elbow, this kind of swollen elbow, it comes from two things. First of all, very religious people can get it. We're in Ireland, right? So when people go to church and they're in the pews, they're in the seats, and they are praying, their elbow is on the kind of the wood, so they're making their prayers and stuff like that, and that can create the swelling, the infection. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not religious. And he said, so the other people who get this are people in the bar with their elbow on the bar having a drink, and that's where it gets infected, which I thought was kind of a funny story because I was definitely the latter. It was definitely the latter reason rather than the former, because I'm very bad and I don't go to church, But anyway, so hang on, I need to change that again, don't I? Sorry. You see, this is quite a new channel, everybody. Again, while I'm here, this is a really new channel, Class A plus English. My name is Brian. I live in Spain, but I'm from Ireland, and, I'm playing video games to help students build vocabulary, So if you're enjoying this, you don't have to be a language learner, as long as you might enjoy Agatha Christie. This is our second Agatha Christie game. But if you're enjoying it, please press like. If you haven't already, subscribe. The next game is going to be Sherlock Holmes, which I'm really looking forward to. And it really helps me with the YouTube algorithm gods. Yeah, it really does. So I'd really be happy if you did that to me, for me. Okay, let's get back to the game, everyone. So that was the barman. He went into Paris Sorry, he went into Venice to see his sister who had just had a baby. He went to that town. The previous stream we looked on Google Maps because people in Venice don't actually live in Venice anymore. They live in a city kind of next to it. Anyway, that cup of coffee should be cleaned up. Let's go check the knives. Here we go. All right.
None of these come close to the wounds on either body.
I can see a bottle opener, and a corkscrew. You see there's a corkscrew. A corkscrew is to open a bottle of wine. And then we've got two other knives. There's another knife and another corkscrew there at the bottom. And some kind of blade. They look very sharp. Can anybody tell me what's the opposite of sharp? A sharp knife? What would be the opposite of that? Sunday, I'll give you a clue. The word begins with B. It's a blunt knife. A blunt knife. You can have a very sharp knife or a very blunt knife. It needs to be sharpened. It needs to be sharpened. We've got some beer. Okay, my cat wants to go out again. Katie, stop it. What are you doing? You're making me crazy here. You want to go out? My cat, who sleeps pretty much all day, whenever I do a stream, she wakes up and she wants to go outside. And then I open the window. And then she looks at me like I'm an idiot. And goes back to sleep. So I close the window. And then that makes her want to go out again. Repeat all day, because this is what they do, cats. They play with your mind. Okay, we're into the restaurant. We're going to look at the restaurant later on in the video. Book. Very nice. So look, this is the dining compartment of the Orient Express. Book likes to have some food, doesn't he? So let's check the alibi of Mr. Foucher. Monsieur Foucher.
You told Fouché he could go into Venice?
Fouché.
Actually, not so far away. It was his only chance to see his sister. He's been working every train for weeks. There is never time to see the new baby.
Enough, Book. Your heart does you credit, but your common sense, it...
I know, but it's fine, isn't it? He did come back.
Oh, it's fine, as you say. Unless he saw the baby, then killed someone else and returned to the train.
He seems like a nice lad, though.
Murder is always monstrous, my friend.
I mean, it looks like we're going to start looking at the staff. You know, we've already questioned all the staff, all the passengers. We know what's going on there with the passengers. There's another murderer on the train, and the only people left are the employees. So we have two chefs, a barman, and a guard. This is our friend, the Japanese alcoholic chef.
Good evening, Monsieur Mori. May I have a moment of your time? I have a few questions to ask you.
Of course, as long as you don't mind if dinner is rude.
I promise to be as brief as possible.
What did you do in Venice?
What did you do while we were stopped in Venice?
With Freya's help, I know that fresh
It's the other
produce
chef.
for the next part of our journey. Then, you may not believe this, but my job requires a lot of physical labor. My back suffers. Fortunately, John has become quite adept at separating my vertebrae.
Okay, I've opened the window. If there's any noise, I apologize. It's just that the cat. It's a sunny day here, and the cat wants to go outside. Let me see your knives.
As you may know, I have solved the murder of Monsieur Ratchet.
That is a shame.
I beg your pardon.
What?
The bastard sent my steak tartar
Excuse me.
telling John I was to burn it.
I will add it to the list of his crimes. One wound on Monsieur Ratchet's body was struck by a very sharp, thin-bladed knife. We haven't found it yet.
You think one of mine was used?
I'd like to have a look, if you don't mind.
In that drawer.
Okay, in that drawer.
An impressive set of knives.
Yeah.
But their blades are too wide to have been used for the crime.
They're too wide, okay. Because it's a very thin cut. This 13th wound is cut. Okay, what were you doing? Tell me the true story. He was drunk,
Tell
wasn't
me
he?
about your poker game the night of the murder.
We started around 11 p.m. When John finished his shift. We played until around 2 a.m. From what I remember, it's a bit vague.
You played without a break.
Actually, we did break once for a smoke. John, Pierre, and I. When we stopped in Vinkovsky
When was that?
around midnight.
Of course, I forgot to say, this game is an update on the traditional Agatha Christie, which is usually set in between the First and Second World Wars, you know, the 20s or 30s. This is set in 2023. In the previous stream, Hercule, well, he has a mobile phone, and he also used the internet, which is kind of crazy. All right. I'm calling him an alcoholic because he was really drunk that night, yeah, and he was vomiting and stuff. Let's keep going. So that's we've spoken to the barman, we've spoken to the chef. You know, I'm just walking around here without a warrant or anything, you know, like, it doesn't matter. The law doesn't apply to Hercule Poirot. He can do what he wants. What have we got here?
The box is secured by some sort of locking mechanism. The design is formed by 3 commas. What is the word in Japanese?
No idea.
Tomoe.
Tomoe.
And it's obviously missing a piece.
Okay. So this is the Japanese chef's room. Let's go talk to the other chef. She'll be in the storage, I think. There she is. There she is. Hello.
Good evening, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I talk to you for a moment?
Of course, Mr. Poirot. I'm not going to bed right away.
What did you do in Venice?
While we were stopped in Venice.
That'll be easy. I didn't move much at all. Let's see. I helped Hataru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hataru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
Knives?
Dr. Constantine found a stab wound on Ratchet's body that was caused by a much thinner and sharper blade than the others.
Possibly a chef's
Comparative,
knife?
they're thinner and
thought
sharper than
And you'd
the
like to see my
others.
knives?
If you wouldn't mind.
I would gladly show you if I had any, but I don't. I use the regular kitchen knives. You may search if you don't believe me.
I don't believe you.
All the knives the staff use are in the kitchen or in the lounge,
Except?
Hotaro prefers to use his own.
Monsieur Mori doesn't use the kitchen knives?
Not usually. I know he keeps a set of traditional Japanese knives in a box in his room. He doesn't let anyone else use them. Although now that I think of
He's
it,
lied to us, everybody.
he has been using the kitchen knives
He's
lately.
on the evidence board.
Can you tell me exactly about your poker game the night of the murder?
We started around 11 p.m. In Vinkovsky, we took a short break. Hataru and Pierre went outside to smoke. Oh, and Hataru got sick around a few minutes past 1 a.m. 1:10 a.m. maybe? He spent about 15 minutes in the bathroom, but he didn't want to quit on a losing streak.
Did his luck improve?
No, so we played to around 2 a.m. He lost every hand.
So when they say he got sick, he was completely drunk out of his mind, and when he was in the bathroom, he was vomiting all over the place.
Of the testimony do not seem to correspond.
Yeah, big time.
Check a few things.
Bennett's alibi.
Remind me of what you did when the train stopped in Venice.
No problem. I helped Hotaru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hotaru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier, without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
Confrontation time, everybody. I brought in all the food crates with Hotaru. I realized that they forgot half of my order. I spent 1 hour on the phone with the supplier without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow. I know which one. She said she has to change the dessert menu. This is true. She spent an hour on the phone with the supplier. This again is true. I realized that they forgot half of my order. Again, this is true. And the lie, everyone, is this. I brought in all the food crates with Hotaru. This is a lie. She didn't bring all of them in. She helped him for a while.
Mademoiselle, I believe you're
Good,
hiding
Hercule.
the truth
Point the
from
finger.
What makes you say that?
Mr. Mori, Mr. Faucher, so the Japanese chef, the bar steward. No, it was the guard. He said it.
Michel saw Monsieur Mori
Yeah.
carrying the crates of food alone. You weren't on the platform.
I did help Hotaru.
The entire time? He carried so many crates, his back was sore.
He had to get a
Sorry
massage.
about that. Okay, I'm guilty. I did leave him before we were finished. But I had to. There was no saffron he needed for a recipe.
Lies, lies, lies.
The Rialto Market would be open late because of the carnival. He gave me money. I knew we weren't supposed to leave the train, but I only wanted to help. Mr. Mori can confirm this. Ask him. I saved dinner.
She saved dinner, everybody.
On behalf of my palate, I thank you. How long were you gone?
I left at 9:10 p.m. and was back with the saffron around 11.
That's enough time. That's enough time to kill.
Miss Nielsen had almost 2 hours to buy the saffron, find a costume, kill Monsieur Wadi.
Yeah.
Elude Detective Locke and
Guilty.
make it back to the train for that phone call. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that was enough time.
Oh my God, they all did it as well.
Mademoiselle Nielsen, that is all for now.
Sorry again, Mr. Poirot. I hope you enjoy tonight's dessert.
Yeah. They're all in cahoots, I think, everyone. Check the knives, Mr. Mori. Okay. Train stuff, alibi for murder. For alibi, what? Select 2 elements that give the staff an alibi for the time of murder. So, Mr. left the train to smoke. Mr. Mitchell entered Mrs. Hubbard's room. Mr. Poche refrigerated the champagne at 5 to 1. Miss Nielsen does not smoke. Mr. Mori vomited around 10 past 1. Vomited, he puked, he threw up. We have lots of words in English for vomiting. Mr. Mitchell was not watching the hallway from 12:45 to 1:15. Select 2 elements that give the staff an alibi for the murder. Does not smoke. Miss Nielsen did not leave the train, so she was alone in the crew's quarters. Select 2 elements that give the staff an alibi. Oh, I can close the window. The cat's gone. Hang on. There you go. So they went to smoke. So then he wasn't watching the hallway because he was outside smoking. And then Maury was throwing up in the bathroom, in the toilet. He reported the train at 1:10 when Mr. Mitchell was not watching the corridor. Good. So, man, it's looking bad for everybody, yeah? Mr. Mitchell entered the actress's room. to talk to her, and Faucher was chilling the champagne. Mr. Faucher boarded the train at 5 to 1 when Pierre Michel was not watching the corridor. They're all involved. They've all done it.
Of the three
Yeah.
members had the opportunity to kill Ratchet when Monsieur Michel wasn't watching the hallway.
Absolutely.
I'm right again.
My
That
God.
happens to me a lot.
Who is it? The gendarmes. Is it the gendarmes in France, the police? They need to arrest the staff. They need to arrest the passengers. Everybody except me, Book, the doctor, and the American detective Locke. Oh. What's this, everybody? It's a feather. A black feather.
Reminds me of something.
That reminds me of the carnival. So when we were in Venice, they were celebrating the world famous Venice Carnival, where everybody wears masks. Yeah, they had masks and they had feathers, a black feather. Somebody is guilty. What do I need to do next? Hang on, not that one. I need this one. Front, trace of alibis. Mr. Morey's knives. Is it here? Next door. Can I go next door here? It's connecting, yeah. So this is the staff quarters. Morey. I thought that was one. What's this? Okay, we have a box. Tree. Okay, look, there's an image. Another image. There's an image. Oh. There's another image. Okay. There's another image. There's another image. There we have it. There's the third part. Look, it's like a paisley design or a comma.
An object that looks like a broken comma. It
A
must
broken
be
comma.
part of something else.
Pick up. Now I can put it in here. This is the missing part. Let's see. Okay. Turn, it says. Hang on. What? Oh. Knives, everybody. Look, secret knives. He's been lying to us the whole time. Look at this weapon. weapon of mass destruction. Very serious looking knife.
Sushi knives.
Razor sharp. I shave myself every morning with a razor. It's a noun, but this is an adjective. Razor sharp. Again.
Sushi knives. Razor sharp.
Okay. Big knives.
Sushi knives. Razor sharp.
Okay. Imagine that. That's a bad looking knife, man.
Colteria Venezia.
Sushi knives, Colteria Venezia. Check the knives. Okay, so that's different. This is like,
Sushi knives. Razor sharp.
what's the film? Is it Kill Bill? You know, there's the guy, the expert in, like, making samurai swords. So this is the strange one. This is Venezia. This is Italy.
Colteria Venezia.
An Italian. Here in Spain, near Madrid, there's the city of Toledo, which is famous for knives, making knives, yeah? And swords and all this kind of crazy stuff. And you go into the shops and they have like suits of armor. It's really crazy stuff, you know. I don't know who buys them. Somebody, but it's kind of strange. I think we need to speak to our Japanese friend. Where are you? There he is. What's this? Affarano. Affarano?
Saffron.
Saffron.
Worth a small fortune.
Why is saffron worth a small fortune? Saffron is used here in Spain for paella. Hang on, let's go and have a look quickly. It's a Sunday afternoon, everybody. They use saffron in making paella here in Spain, which I live in Alicante, which is like very big paella area, Valencia and Arroz Alicantino. Why is it so expensive? Why is saffron so expensive? Let's check it out. Honestly, I don't know. And I remember seeing a shop in Madrid, and it was really, really expensive. Why is saffron so expensive? Saffron is incredibly expensive due to its extremely labor-intensive and complex harvesting process. Here are the key reasons. It takes over 50 to 170 flowers to produce just 1 pound of saffron. Each Crocus sativus flower only has 3 tiny red stigmatas. Harvesting must be done by hand during a very specific time of the day and only during a 6-week period. Jesus! Skilled workers must carefully extract the delicate saffron threads individually. Most saffron harvesters are women who are paid as little as $5 a day, everyone. 90% of the world's saffron is grown in arid fields in Iran, with additional production in countries like Morocco, Spain, and India. Well, there you go. They pay the people peanuts, yeah, very low salary to get paid peanuts, and then the wholesale prices can be up to $10,000 a pound, making it more expensive than silver. The spice is difficult to mass produce due to its intrinsic harvesting requirements. The market is flooded with counterfeit, fake saffron. Wow. Buyers should look for whole saffron with thin, wavy threads and yellow dots at one end to ensure authenticity. Despite its high cost, saffron is prized for its unique flavor, color, golden color, there's the paella, and potential health benefits, including antioxidant and potential mood-enhancing properties. Ooh. Ooh. Iran is the main producer. They got all the good stuff in Iran, don't they? Why saffron is the world's most expensive? I never knew that.
This
I know
is saffron. and just 1 pound of it can cost you $5,000.
It's at 10,000.
It's easily the world's most expensive spice. The next most expensive spice? Vanilla at about $600 a pound.
Vanilla?
So what makes saffron so wildly expensive? For starters, saffron is a complicated spice to harvest.
My name is Arash Qalagulab Behbahani.
Wow.
I'm postdoctoral research associate at University of Vermont. To harvest the saffron, you need a lot of hand works to pick up the flowers, separate. Saffron is dehydrated or dry stigma. The stigma is the female part of flower. You have to separate that stigma, dry that.
Interesting.
For all of these.
But I remember I was in Madrid one time, and it was just they were selling these, like, I don't know, little packets of saffron. They were selling these little packets of saffron, and it was really, really expensive. And I didn't realize, because, you know, saffron is one of the main ingredients of paella here in Spain, the rice dish, you know, which you have with meat or vegetables or fish or whatever. But it's like a religion here in this part of Valencia, Alicante. It's the home, you know, the home of paella. And I made a mistake one time. I was asking a student, I live in Alicante, which is a couple of hours south, and here paella is very popular. And one of my students was telling me in Alicante, it's not paella, it's arroz alicantino, Alicante rice, you know. And I said, like an idiot, I said, oh, what's the difference between paella and arroz alicantino? And he gave me like a 25-minute explanation. On and on and on, explaining the minute differences between paella and arroz alicantino. Anyway, yeah, it was all good though, you know. It's like, it was a lesson I learned. Here we go. So anyway, saffron. Let's go and investigate. Hey, you haven't been straight with me, I think. What about the knives, man?
I'm sorry, Monsieur Mori, but haven't you forgotten something? You haven't told me about the knives hidden in your room.
Yes,
Guilty.
Indeed. I forgot to tell you about those. They are my personal knives. I only use these knives. There are none better. I bought them all in Japan. No one is allowed to touch them except me.
Confrontation. Okay, he's been lying to us, yeah? So, what are we going to say? Which of these sentences contains a fib? F-I-B. A fib is a synonym of a lie. He's fibbing. He's lying to me. They are my personal knives. No, this is true. I only use these knives. There are none better. No, that's not true. I bought them all in Japan. No one is allowed to touch them except me. Right. It's this one. I only use these knives. There are none better, because he said he uses the kitchen knives. I bought them all in Japan. I think we saw that one of the knives was from Venice.
I'm afraid you are better at sushi than lying.
Good,
What?
Hercule.
What do you mean?
Colteria Venezia.
One of the knives has an inscription, Coltelleria Venezia. Did you happen to go shopping tonight, monsieur?
Damn you, Poirot. Very well. One of my sushi knives has been missing since the night of the murder. I saw you.
A missing knife on the day of the murder.
He routinely sent back my dishes to be ruined. Why does God give rich people the money to afford the best cuisine, but not the palate to appreciate it?
Very good question.
I know a very good store in Venice. I went to buy a knife.
Look at Hercule's looking nervous.
So I wouldn't be accused.
Put the knife down.
Nothing to do with any murders.
I would have an easier time believing you, monsieur, if you put that knife down.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
What time did you leave on your little shopping trip?
I left around 9:30 p.m. I was back a little after 11.
Almost 2 hours. Enough time, everybody.
Time enough to
Yeah,
speak
yeah,
Monsieur
yeah, for
Wally
sure.
and Mater.
Very well, Monsieur Maury. That's all for now. If I have another question...
I'll be right here, cooking.
Okay. They're all guilty. They are all very suspicious, all of them. Let's have a look at that saffron again, everybody. Look, so there you got it. $5,000 to $10,000 a pound. Main producer is Iran, but also countries like Morocco and Spain produce it. Generally, women are harvesting it and they get paid very low salaries, whereas people trading it make a fortune. What was the message? Alibis in Venice sounds like a song. Who doesn't have an alibi for the murder? Mrs. Andreni, Ms. Nielsen, the chef, Mr. Mori, who is extremely suspicious. Again, though, Mr. Faucher is very suspicious as well. He went to see his sister in the town next to Venice, and she's just had a baby, but he had plenty of time to do it. He went into town, he had time to do it. She was lying to me, and she's having a nervous breakdown because her husband is now a murderer. But the doctor was with her the whole time. She asked the doctor to keep an eye on her, to look after her when she's stressed out. So I think she has the alibi. Miss Nielsen, very suspicious. Maury, he's becoming more suspicious every time I speak to him. And Mr. Faucher, well, he's French, so of course he's suspicious. Sorry, that's a joke to any French people out there. I am joking. My little grey cells did not let me down. To let me down is to disappoint me. The Beatles, don't let me down. Yeah, don't disappoint me. I was let down. I'm moving house, and my friend says, yeah, I'll help you move, no problem. And of course, the day I'm moving house, my friend doesn't come. He let me down. Report to Detective Locke, everybody. I must report the result of my investigation to Detective Locke and tell her who appears to be the remaining suspects. Report to her? Hercule, you are the greatest detective the world has ever seen. And now he's under her thumb. He's reporting to the Americans. Joanne, guess what I found out? Very, very un-Hercule-esque. Not like our boy Hercule at all. But anyway, let's find out. So, where is Joanna? Joanna. 13 murder. This is the mystery. We've done that one. This is the one we're on. Characters. There's Joanne. She's 32. She's an American detective. And she is in room 105. These are the other people. This is the nanny who killed herself because she was accused of killing the child. This is the father of the child. Sonia's the mother of the child. And this was the killer, Michael Clark, a.k.a. Ratchet, a.k.a. Cassetti, a.k.a. something else there, I've forgotten. Gabriel Conti. Why is Gabriel here? He was the gondolier. He was having romantic problems with Chiara, his girlfriend, and he was very sad. But anyway, he helped us, yeah? Don't know why he's put as a character, though. It's not very important. But anyway. What was the number? 105? Let's keep going. Book. Is it the other way? Jesus, I'm still getting lost. No, it's this way, isn't it? I think it's 105. Which is the second class cabins. rooms. Beach Bellini, please. God, he's giving me a look, yeah. He's judging me, everybody. I'm trying to turn Hercule into an alcoholic, but it's not exactly working very well. Alright. First class? The beautiful scented air of first class, everybody, where Hercule belongs. I'm so happy in the first class compartments. Second class, everybody, hold your breath. We don't want to have to breathe the same air as these plebs. I'm only joking, of course. Second class. Now, what's the difference between first and second class? So, from what I can tell, first class have showers. Second class have just a wash basin. Here she is, yeah. Sorry, I'm talking rubbish, yeah? Ignore me. Book, he's everywhere.
What have you been doing, Poirot? I am completely in the dark.
I will shine some light on the situation, my friend. I have 3 new suspects who could have killed Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi. Miss Nielsen, Monsieur Fauché, and Monsieur Maury. They all had periods of time during both murders to commit the deed, and their alibis are weak. A visit to family, and not 1, but 2 shopping trips.
Very suspicious.
All are my employees.
Book's going to be on the
Yes,
sedatives.
dear Book. But we have no proof against any of them. None of the 3 appears to have any motive whatsoever.
But this is a tragedy.
Do not give up
For the
hope.
company.
We will catch this murderer. There is still one place that may hold the evidence we need.
Geneva.
Exactly.
Do not give up hope. Well, that's easy for you to say. But what if it's Freya? What becomes of dessert? If it's who will cook? Me? And the worst, if it's Jean, who will serve the drinks?
Poor Book.
I've been checking up on the Banque du Lac. I had to confirm my identity for Interpol, so they contacted my captain at the Berkshire Police.
I suspect he was not pleased.
That my vacation was actually an unofficial investigation? I'll say.
I would be happy to speak to him on your behalf.
Thank you, but he'll get over it. It's a chance to close the books on the Armstrong kidnapping. He stopped yelling, asked for a report, then granted me an extra week.
Excellent. What did you learn from Interpol about the Banque du Lac?
It's had a bad reputation for over a century. Customers have included the mafia, Nazis, corporate swindlers of every description, even heads of state.
Swindlers, fraud.
It is the worst kept secret in banking. They take advantage of the bank's strict policy of protecting the anonymity of its clients. This is in defiance of many laws from multiple countries, including Switzerland itself. Of course, I have never taken advantage of such
The famous Nazi gold in the Swiss banks, yeah?
There are ongoing investigations, subpoenas, court orders. The bank will eventually have to comply, or its assets may be seized. But until then, it still thrives, thanks to its wealthy and powerful clients.
It sounds perfect for the late Monsieur Ratchet. Do you have any ideas?
The serial numbers from some of the bills match those from the Armstrong kidnapping. We agreed in Venice that the bulk of the money must still be physically in the bank's vault.
I concur, Detective Locke. Exemplary work. So, our next task is clear. We need to get into Ratchet's safety deposit box.
There'll be codes, passwords.
And Monsieur Wadi would, of course, have known them all. The bag of money he carried is proof of that.
We'll need to find information about Ratchet's box in Wadi's office at the bank.
Most assuredly, but remember the secrecy involved. I doubt his office will contain all we need. Where else must we dig?
Right, so we're going to Geneva. We're going to try and find out where can I find information on Ratchet's safety deposit box. Look, everyone, the internet, like I said, this is an updated version of Hercule Poirot. Ratchet's diary. Ask Mr. McQueen. Mr. Wadding. This is the murder victim in Venice, his apartment. Now, we found some keys at the scene of the crime, yeah? So we took the keys, there was money, keys, and a suitcase. He was going to travel. McQueen is the secretary?
I do not think
Hmm.
that's the right answer. Mr. McQueen was clueless
All
about
right.
Ratchet's private business, especially with Aziz Wadi.
Okay, so we're going to go to his apartment. We have the keys, I think.
That's the right answer.
Good.
Mr. Wadi couldn't keep all of his secrets at the bank. Hopefully we'll find something in his apartment. We already have his address thanks to his passport, and his keys we retrieved from his body.
The train stops in Lausanne at 8 a.m. But that's far from Geneva. I can delay the departure until 11 a.m. No later. The police are expecting us in Paris by the end of the afternoon at the latest. They won't tolerate any delay.
The bank doesn't open until 9. I can see only one way that gives us a chance to be on time.
Boat?
Ferries travel between Lausanne and Geneva, but it would take over 3 hours. We can't depend on finding a faster boat. Better to take a taxi and pray traffic is light.
How to search the apartment and office efficiently together, separately. We don't have much time, let's do it separately.
Best thing is to separate. One of
God,
us
she's
searches
giving all
his
the orders now,
apartment, the
Hercule.
other searches his office. To access the safety deposit box, we need to find the key, the box number, and the passcode.
Suppose you find all this. How do you plan to get into the vault?
How to access the safety deposit things. We can impersonate Ratchet. A search warrant. Well, we haven't used a search warrant once in this game, and I don't think we're going to start now. We're going to impersonate Ratchet, the victim.
We are going to use the bank's anonymity policy to our advantage.
And the quickest way is for you to impersonate Ratchet.
I would rather impersonate Jack the Ripper, but in the interest of justice, I will do it.
We need to find the account number.
Along with everything else.
I will say I want access to the vault. They don't ask for papers or even names. The vault information.
1 second, everybody. I need to do something. 1 second. I will be back in 30 seconds. Okay, I'm back again. Back again. Let's move back into the game, yeah?
Is enough.
I'm not hearing any of this. I run a train company. I don't rob banks.
Perfect. Let's
True.
recap the plan.
Right. Okay, what do we got? Put the steps of the plan in the right order. Let's have a look. We've got keys. Find information about Ratchet's safe. Go to Geneva by taxi. I suppose that's the first one. Meet up at the bank. Search Wadi's office and apartment. So Wadi was murdered in Venice, okay? So he was the murder victim. We had his keys, and so we can get into his apartment. Ratchet was the original murder victim on the Orient Express, a very, very bad man. And then we have search his safety deposit box, separate. So the first one definitely is taxi, right? We get the taxi to Geneva. Let's have a look at Geneva. I've never been to Switzerland. We'll have a look on the map now in a minute. So we need to take the taxi, then we need to We need to separate. We need to go to the apartment, and we need to go to the bank. Then we need to, because people shouting outside. So, yeah. Then we search the bank and the apartment. No. Hopefully we find some information. I mean, that must be the game. We get the information. And what do we do then? I suppose then we meet at the bank. Pretend to be Ratchet. Go in. Open the safe deposit box and find out what the hell is going on.
That was easy.
To sum up, we're going by taxi to Geneva. Then we'll split up. You're going to search Mr. Wadi's apartment. I'll search the office of the bank. When we have all the information we need, you pretend to be Ratchet, and we can finally find out what Ratchet is keeping hidden in his safe
Look at the room, everyone. We're going to look at a video now.
And Hercule Poirot.
We should get some rest.
You are right.
I watched a bit of the video earlier on. It's very, very. It's a replica, yeah. The inaugural trip of the Orient Express, only 24 passengers, including only 2 of them were invited. As an angel. Yeah, right. 1883. Probably the most famous train in the world, maybe. The
9 o'clock. Our driver
Trans-Siberian,
it took
maybe?
barely an hour to get here from Lausanne.
But we must conclude our business in 1 hour as well. Book can only hold the train until 11 o'clock.
1 hour to find the key of Ratchet's safety deposit box, the box number, and its passcode. A lot to ask.
Indeed, which is why we must split our forces. I will take the cab to Monsieur Wadi's address. You must search his office.
I have you on speed dial. And thank you, Mr. Poirot.
For what, mademoiselle?
For trusting me.
For trusting me. It's not very good voice acting there, is it? Switzerland has never really appealed to me. I mean, it looks very beautiful, you know? The mountains of Switzerland and stuff, but I don't think as a place it seems kind of boring, I think. I don't know. I'm an English teacher, and I used to live in Madrid, and I used to teach a lot of bankers, and they would be going to Switzerland, Spanish bankers, and they'd say to me like that, oh, I had to go to Geneva or whatever last week, and they were saying, you know, they do their work during the day, but like, you know, 7, 8 p.m. everything is closed. So it's quite disturbing for the Spanish, you know, because everything is closed really, really early, and there's just not a lot going on. And also, I imagine it's incredibly expensive, yeah? Let's go to, let's have a look at Geneva, see what we can find. Geneva. I don't know how big it is. I mean, Switzerland's quite a small country, isn't it? Geneva is a city in Switzerland that lies in the southern tip of expansive Lac Léman, Lake Geneva, surrounded by the Alps and Jura Mountains. I'm sure it's really, really beautiful, you know? But all right, wow. So there's a big lake there, isn't there? That's very nice. There's Lausanne, which is where the train is. So the train arrived here, and it's a 3-hour boat journey, but they said they got there in an hour in a taxi. Let's look for Geneva. Let's look for McDonald's. Irish bar. Let's look for Irish pub. Irish pub. Fuck up, Mulligan's. Mulligan's Irish pub. Charlie O'Neill's, Flanagan's. Oh my god. Lady Godiva English pub. Get out of here. Let's go to Mulligan's, everybody. What do we got? Old-fashioned pub. There you go. It's your generic Irish pub in the middle of Geneva. Let's have a look at some photos. If it looks like an Irish pub, if it sounds like an Irish pub, if it tastes like an Irish pub, it's definitely an Irish pub. That looks like the most generic Irish pub that you find anywhere in the world. That is a terrible pint of Guinness, by the way. Yeah, this is not a good pint of Guinness. We should leave a review. You see the head of the Guinness, it should go all the way down. When you see this kind of gap, no. Bad Guinness. And it's probably 20 euros a pint. Let's check out some reviews, yeah? Mulligan's reviews. Let's check out the lowest rating reviews. No, I haven't seen these before, everyone, so excuse me. Service was so bad I didn't get a chance to sample the food, drink, or atmosphere. Just left after waiting for ages and then being skipped. Avoid, says Mark Weirdy. Katrin Lai says, awful manner. We were a group of 10 Archie students. What's that, Archie? Architecture students having an excursion in Geneva, and we came across this cozy Irish bar. At first, everything went well until we were about to leave. Then that the bartender raged us pay 20-something francs, I suppose, more, since the machine said we ordered 2 more drinks. We checked everyone's bank accounts and transaction histories, and we were sure that we only paid for 10 drinks, 1 per each person. This is very typical, isn't it? Like, that's not an Irish pub where you go in and you spend 3 hours and you have 1 drink. Yeah, you have to drink 4 drinks an hour. We showed the bartender our transaction history, but in return he said, pay the 10 and you'll be fine to leave Geneva. This was wholly awful, and no one else in the bar tried to help us. We had an Irish classmate with us, and she realized that the bartender could be actually American, giving us a more skeptical impression to this tragic place. We've been criticized with a harsh attitude, even when we paid for 10 beers and expressed our gratitude with our half-French language skills. I hope the machine could get fixed and the bartender could be more generous and open-minded when it comes to problem solving. Yeah, so very typical in Irish pubs. The bar staff aren't actually Irish. They'll be from wherever. Unprofessional waitress, what a lack of class. Very disappointing, although this little bar looks cool. Most rude service I've ever experienced. Worst Irish pub in Geneva. 10 balls to drink a beer. I don't know what that means. 10 pounds or something. All right. So, don't go to Mulligan's, yeah? I used to go to a Mulligan's bar in Korea, and it was really, really expensive as well. And I went in, and I had a pint of Guinness, and I thought, this is very nice. I'm in Asia drinking a pint of Guinness, and then they charged me like $25. So I had 1 beer. Did I change that? Hang on. Let's go back. Okay, I think we're going to finish it there. I think we're going to finish the game now, yeah? We're into the next part. This must be the end of the game, I imagine. We're in the bank. Wow, kind of a very intimidating bank, isn't it? Look, it's massive. God. With an angel. An angel with a... What is that? What is that? Is that some sort of horn or a tooth? What the hell is that? Oh, it's a trumpet thing. It's a conch or whatever they call it, isn't it? Like the angels of heaven with their trumpets. Wow, very dramatic, very big. Oh look, here we go.
Help yourself, Joanna.
Yeah, you earned it, Joanna. Very mean-looking angel as well, eh? I suppose that's the point, isn't it? Angels were quite hardcore. They're not there for the crack, like. Let's go and talk to this lady here. Good morning. I have a meeting with Mr. Waddy.
You there. I have an appointment with...
You there?
I'm sorry, I don't see any appointments this morning at all.
Oh, hang on. Am I still on the thing? Wait. Sorry. I was still on the other one, yeah? Okay, sorry.
Hasn't arrived yet. Although he should be here by now.
There's a big angel, basically. And there was a golden mustache. And it's just a very big kind of bank. Convince the clerk. So Joanna walked up and went, "You there!" Which is very impolite. Very rude. Convince the clerk to let you enter. I am Joanna Locke. No, I am anonymous. This is a Swiss bank. I don't need to say anything.
Even though your customers are anonymous, considering the amount of money involved, you should still have a mention of a meeting.
Yes, I can't understand it. I'll be sure to ask Mr. Waddy when he arrives. In the meantime, you are more than welcome to wait in his office. I see you're not disturbed. Please follow me.
Alright, let's follow this person. She seems a bit... Really, she shouldn't be allowing me to walk into an office, no? Whee! I can run. Totally normal. Totally normal. I'm just having a run.
Please come in.
Okay, we're in, everybody.
And where Mr. Waddy might be.
All right. I don't have much time at all.
Okay, I think this is a good point to finish it. We'll just sit down and wait. Ah, another one.
Not really my style, but I'll take it.
Cool. We'll sit down and wait for him, yeah? We'll continue that because this is obviously the end of the game, yeah? We're going to get into the... Hopefully we'll get into the... hopefully we'll get into the deposit box and we'll find out who this like other murderer is. It's looking like it's one of the staff, one of the employees on the train. Okay, let's go to YouTube. I'm going to show you some a video I saw this morning. I thought it was kind of interesting. Give me a second. So that was Geneva. Let me turn up the volume a bit. Let's have a look, and you can see like the train is very well replicated in the game. Here we go. Look. So here they are, they're getting on. This is in Venice, Venezia, which is where the train goes from these days. It doesn't go from Istanbul, as far as I know, anymore. And this is just somebody doing a 4K. It's super expensive, yeah? Here's the, checking the tickets. Okay. Look. Look! There's the connecting door. These are the little kind of cabins or compartments. I don't know what you call them. Let's don't call them a cabin. There's the Art Deco. The Art Deco design. Look. Now you can see this is a first. That's a second class. Look, some champagne. Is it? Yeah. Wine? I don't know. What is that? Must be champagne. Some champagne. It's kind of cool though. You got the flowers, the design. Very nice. I think it's like 4,000 euros or dollars each for the Venice to Paris journey. And we're off. Let's move on. Oh no. Very nice. Have a few drinks, look out the window. And here is the corridor, the aisle, the passageway that I've been walking up and down continuously in this game, Lost. It's exactly the same as the bathrooms. There's the guard sitting down. Hello. Where is Ratchet? So it's a really good replica, I think. Of course, this is bigger than the actual game. It's only 4 carriages or something in the video game. Is this the kitchen? Yeah, that was the kitchen, so that's where the Japanese fella. Here we go. We're going into the restaurant. Let's see if we can find Book. Monsieur Book. Hello. Very nice. So this is really basically all there is to do on the Orient Express, I think. It's just kind of eating and drinking. And, you know, there's not much else to do, really, is there? Different times, everybody. There's no cinema. I'm sure they have Wi-Fi. But yeah, the Art Deco. Yeah, I think it's really nice. What did they say? 1864 or something was the first one. There you're going in. This should be the bar, yeah? But the map is different. Hey, look, it's the bar. Okay, the bar is different than the game. Hello. Nice. It looks very posh, doesn't it? Very, very posh. Here are the rooms, because the rooms change, don't they? So you go for dinner, and then they pull out the beds and stuff. Yeah, so it's like, I think it's bunk beds and stuff, really. It's super expensive. Here we go. Yeah, different, isn't it? Like a different way of travel. Usually when I travel, it's like Ryanair, it's budget airlines, you know, and I'm cramped and squashed. And they're in Paris. So it's just something here. Evening entertainment, you've got a piano. And you've got a few people hanging around drinking peach bellinis, I hope. Good. Oh, food. What's this? Is this breakfast?
For today, we have sunken tomato,
Breakfast?
white roll, house farm, white baguette, and olive.
$4 for this, everybody.
Yeah?
Oh, 2 for him, yeah. Glutton. What do we got? This looks like breakfast, yeah? Okay, some scrambled eggs and smoked salmon. Some more water. I'd say leave the bottle, mate. No. Anything else? Anything else? Oh. People leaving, getting off. Anything else?
Madam, some sparkling English rosé for you. And for yourself, sir.
Sparkling wine, lads. It should be champagne. Come on. The staff have changed. They speak English better, don't they, than the French there? So they must swap staff from. Oh no, hang on. It's not to England. It's to Paris, I guess. Is it? Oh, Venice to London. Yeah. Cup of tea. Well, a bit shaky. Some food, some tea and scones. Get the mobiles out. Everyone's looking at the Daily Mail. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, cakes. These look good, yeah? They look really good. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Lemon, orange, chocolate. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look. How much does it cost? Orient Express. Venice to London. Oh, I need to turn something off there, yeah? Hang on. There's quite a few. All right, to London. Excuse my spelling. The cost of the Venice to London varies on the type. For a historic twin cabin, £3,530 per person. For a suite, it begins at £7,000, 7,200 per person. And for the luxurious grand suite, the cost starts at £11,180 per person, nearly 12 grand. The most expensive suite on the Venice Orient Express is the newly announced L'Observatoire. Excuse my French. The extraordinary suite occupies an entire carriage and comes with a starting price of £80,000 per night, making it the world's most expensive. Wow, Jesus, let's have some photos. Double bed, marble bathroom, lounge area, library. Yeah. Final collection. Jesus. So yeah, everybody, if anybody's interested in inviting me, yeah, I'm absolutely open to all invitations for the Orient Express. Yeah, you can contact me, leave a comment in the chat. The email is there as well. You can, and just no problem. I'll be there. Definitely. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. We will continue, I guess, for the grand finale. We're just going to crack the case about who is the murderer of our boy, Aziz. And that'll be it. And then we'll move on to another game. So if you enjoyed that, please press like, do subscribe, and all that kind of fun stuff. It really makes me happy on a Sunday afternoon. I'm going back to work tomorrow, kind of full time, yeah. So today's the last day for me to relax. So anyway, you two have a great, well, whenever, wherever you're watching this, I hope you're good and have a nice time. Have a Bellini and think of the Orient Express. And like I said, you can invite me and I will be there at the drop of a hat, yeah? Immediately. Okay, take care. I'll see you all soon. I'll probably finish the game midweek or Friday at the latest, and then we can begin Sherlock Holmes next weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.